up, Trick, huh? Listen, Blaze said, what up, nigga? My city no fly.
Damn, that's a hot record. No Fly Zone, Trick featuring Royce the 5'9", and then somebody else. I don't know who the other person is. Buddy, what's your name, buddy? I don't know. It'll scroll. K Young. I don't know who that is. Sorry. I apologize for not knowing who you are, but you was on the hook, I think. I think that was you. Didn't sound like Royce, didn't sound like Trick, so I imagine that was you singing. That shit's fire, cuz. Anyway, welcome to the show, man. This is Lunchtime TV. The vibe is real chilling here today. It's the first day of March. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know. It already feels like it's been a long month. One day of this. It's not even a full day because it's only about 5:50 right now. By the time you see this, it'll probably be mad late. But at the time when I recorded, it was only 5:50 p.m. Wasn't even late. Whole day feel crazy, man. It feels like a long month already. It's March 1st. Let's see what's on the agenda. I'm just gonna start by, so I saw this article, and it's funny because, okay, let me connect it. This is how crazy this is. So the record I just played, I hadn't heard that in a long time, but I recently heard it on that new hip hop show that they got running like on FX. I've been watching it on Hulu. But it's, it's something about hip hop. I only watched a couple episodes. I apologize for not remembering the name. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff, but Trick is one of the people that's being represented as a pioneer in the hip hop industry, especially for Detroit. I think he's a dope rapper. He runs with the likes of M and Royce, and he reps all these people, but he is also somebody that's kind of like the head honcho in his town. So like, kind of like how Snoop is in LA, at least from what I know. I don't know if that's still accurate about Snoop, but in Detroit, if you want to come to Detroit, you're supposed to call and check in. That's a thing. A lot of people don't believe that you have to check in when you go to places. And I get it. People have pride and ego, and as grown-ass adults, they don't want to feel like they got to check in with nobody. But I feel like if you are in any way, shape, or form concerned about your safety for you and the people that you roll with, when you go to a place that is not yours, you probably should check in with people. So Trick is one of these people that you have to check in with him. I hear the record on the hip-hop show, and then also another person that they talk about on this hip-hop show is Waka Flocka's mom, who is a big-time pioneer in the rap game. And I apologize also because I did not know a lot about her. I knew she was, affiliated somewhat, at least as far as like managing music and all that type of stuff, but I didn't know her background story. So very interesting. If you have not had a chance to check it out, let me just stop being a goof and just pull up the damn name for you. All right. I gotta stop being so lazy. Hip Hop Uncovered, rap's most notorious kingmakers. I'm only on episode 3. So Waka Flocka's mom is on there, but then I saw today that there was an interview that he did, and he talked about something that I'm actually kind of passionate about. And it's about the corniness record themselves doing good. So listen, I want to do this without having to feel like I have to bash people, but I, as an example, and I'm going to say some names, people are going to be like, oh, that's foul. He's not doing it. No. Don't tell me what I know and what you don't know. All right. Because I know what I see with my eyes. You can tell who's doing it for clout and who's doing it out of the kindness of their heart, mainly by the fact that if they record it, they're doing it for fucking clout. Okay. So he talks about, well, first of all, I read the headline of the article because I have heard many of people talk about this topic before. And the headline stated what his stance was. And I was like, oh, say less. I'm going to talk about this on the show. It just inspired me. So I'm not going to get into his part of the article. But basically, when I read that headline, I was like, oh, yeah, I absolutely feel, I don't know what he said, but I feel whatever he's saying. Because when you see people going out of their way to do a good deed, but then there's also somebody behind them filming it, that shit's corny. When you see those people online and the video has all this crazy sad music and they're like, we just wanted to help a stranger today. And it's like you're exploiting the unfortunate circumstances of another person to help yourself get paid because you get paid off the views. If people see you being a little bit more kind than the other person who's also doing this shameful fucking act, and I think it's shameful because if you got to record yourself doing something nice, I think you're just kind of a shitty fucking person. I'm sorry. And I'm saying that, and I don't care who is to get mad about that. But like I said, if you record yourself doing nice things for people, you're fucking trash. That's it. Anybody want to disagree? Feel free to put it in the chat. And then I'm going to reply back that I think you're fucking trash because it's garbage. If you have to be like, yo, record me while I go do this nice thing for this person. It's like motherfuckers that count favors, like, so they can come back and be like, yo, remember what I did for you? Don't do that. Because if you have to come back and tell me that, don't do it from the fucking get-go. Because I don't want to have to hear that shit. Don't bring it back. And I'm telling you, it's the same type of crap, man. When you see people who go out of their way and they film themselves doing good deeds. So I'm gonna give you some examples. Think about a job like the NFL. Most of these guys on their days off, they go do community events because a lot of them have foundations, things of that nature. When you see a person bragging about how on their off day every single week they go to a children's hospital or some type of food drive, when you hear them bragging about that, what do you think they're doing that for? For extra clout. There's no way around it. I'm opting out of saying, because it's not just one person, it's a whole gang of people. There are a lot of people. I'm not even going to dive into the names because I think as I get into like the specific type of job scenarios, if you follow my show and you know anything about any of the stuff that I talk about, you probably can get an idea of the people that we are speaking of. Because these people need this type of favor in order for them to meet their relevancy goals. I know tons of people who after the fact, it like comes out. Oh, where'd you get this like bandana from? Oh, I got this. It was a gift from a small child when I went and I visited and I read books. Like that's how I feel like I find out about a lot of like my really good people. Like when they do these types of things, that's how we find out about it. Like random conversation. Because I seen something you had and then you told me where that thing originated from. Not, hey, did you see my Instagram post when I was at the children's hospital last week passing out donuts to the kids and the staff? You saw that? You saw how I had my arm around them? You saw that, right? Yeah, okay, that was me. Share that for me. What? Pathetic. You're fucking trash if you do that. Again, you go on YouTube and I bet you can just type in the two words, good deeds. And I bet you there'll be a million videos that pop up of people doing favors for strangers, recording it. And now I started to think, once I discovered, because I didn't know this until recently, and I felt a little bit stupid for not knowing this, but did you know you can just go on Amazon and buy stacks of fake money, but it looks hella real? You pay like $100, they'll send you like $10,000 in like fake ass money. These niggas use that shit and then they go out on the streets and they hand that to people who actually are poor as fuck and need real money. These niggas ain't doing good deed, bro. They're doing this for clout. It's pathetic. If you do some shit like this for clout, you're a loser. And like I said, you're fucking trash. Let's go to the article. Why would I catch a person at their lowest point in life? Walk a flock of flame. Says people who document themselves helping those in need are corny. That was the headline of the article. And immediately I was like, yes, absolutely, I'm in agreement. I actually know a person personally who is one of the corniest motherfuckers alive because he goes out of his way to him and his entire family go out of their way to document themselves doing good deeds for people because it was in an effort to change the narrative on who he actually was. I feel like within the next couple years, maybe a few years, it could be even sooner than that, you'll start to see a lot of these details emerge about some of your favorite people. If you haven't already had one of your heroes get exploited, or not exploited, but get exposed, for doing this type of stuff, I feel like it's only a matter of time. When you see the people who are really out here filming themselves every damn day doing good deeds, come on, man, that's cornball shit. Because I don't think they really think about it. Maybe you're giving that person money, but you're having to embarrass them to some degree in order to do it. And you're doing it so you make yourself look like a saint. And for some of these people, they like try to make themselves look rich. Like, you ever seen the videos where niggas will walk around and like pretend to drop like $3,000 on the ground? And even if in those moments it's real and they give those people that $3,000, even if they do that, they set it up like, they're like, oh, did you find my money? Because they want to see if the people are going to steal it. Like half the time that's like, oh, let's see if they steal the money. And then what they do is when the people are honest and they give it back, they're like, you know what, bro? Here, it's $10,000. You just take it. I'm like, but you set that up for views. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, you said I just gave $10,000 to this stranger who in that moment had an extreme moral dilemma between taking the money that they just found to go feed their family or doing the right thing and giving the money back. Oh my God, 10 million views. And sometimes I wonder, what if the people that they're approaching are actually people that they know? Like, what if this whole good deed thing is just 3-card money, just in a different form? Y'all ever thought about that shit? Do y'all know what that is? You know, when you go to the carnival or to the fucking fair and niggas out there like, yo, guess where the thing is? Da, 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 da. And then you walk up and then you try to guess and then you lose $10. And they have people who are planted in the crowd that pretend like they beat the guy. So that way you go, oh, well, if this dusty looking person can win $30, $40, why can't I? You can't, because it's a scam, okay? So when you're viewing these videos, you're probably getting scammed because you're under the impression that they did this act of kindness just from their heart. And they really did it so you would watch their channel. And then they get the views, and then they get the real money. And then these people are just on the internet forever looking crazy. I think it's corny, man. Because if you really were doing it because you love people or love the idea of people and you love the idea of like giving back and, you know, going that extra mile, even for people who you don't know, strangers, all that type of stuff. If you really cared about that, that would be the time where you're like, yo, turn the camera off because it's not here for this. Then you would actually sit there and connect with that person, really hear their story, and really actually fall in love with the story about them. And then that should prompt you to want to go do all these wonderful things, not just pulling up on people and being like, here, I'm going to give you all this stuff and we're going to record it though. Because we want to make sure that you look like you are in the worst type of position. And then I'm going to look like the hero because I hooked you up. Corny. All right, let me get off of that. Let's have a mental health check-in. I'm straight. I probably sound like I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe the light is mad bright because I feel like I'm low-key seeing the stars right now, Cuddy. But I'm not gonna lie to you though. I need to go and get my vision checked because I realized today that my shit is bad, damn near blown out. Not like in a horrible way. I know it just sounded crazy how I described it, but like just in a sense of where if I don't have my glasses on, it's starting to feel like every light got to be on if it's not daylight. You know, I just have to do the most to get maximum vision, and I don't like that. But I also don't want to feel like I'm having to wear the glasses all the time. And I know what you're going to say, Nick, just get contacts. And then I already tried that. I tried that in the very beginning, and I don't like it because then I just do this the whole time. You see my eyes wiggling? I'm just blinking the whole time. And then I look crazy out in public. That can't happen. I mean, it does happen, but it can't happen because of that. Not going to happen. You know what today is? Today's March 1st. Today is the first day of Women's History Month. I love that. I know a lot of ladies, and I think you guys are all wonderful. You gals, I'm sorry. I feel like I know some people who are really like right there, like on the verge of doing some great and wonderful things. So I'm really hoping that this time next year, not to say that their accomplishments up to this point aren't worth highlighting on the show. I just feel like because these people are like in the process of doing things that I feel like are potentially life-changing, I'm hoping that by this time next year, shit, maybe even if we're lucky before the end of the month, we'll get to highlight some really good stories of some people I actually know who are killing it. Again, shout out to the ladies, my sister, my mom, Steph and Priscilla. And I'm speaking of these two goofs, I have to talk about them because we did a wild show. Was that Thursday night? Thursday, late night. Oh my God. I have been able to save some of the footage. It got wild. I'm not going to lie to you. But the show also got messed up for some strange reason. I don't know. It kept cutting off, but it's okay. We're going to redo it, hopefully. But I also was able to save some of the stuff. Steph, Priscilla, if you guys end up seeing this and you listen, I haven't gotten to the part of the editing where the best story of the night originates from. Listen, y'all, I wish that you could, in case I cannot save or salvage this footage, I wish you would have been there to hear this story. And this is how I'm going to preview it just a little bit for you. During our conversation, we're laughing, having a good time. Everything is great. We begin to get on the topic of, what were you talking about? Something within the music industry, entertainment, whatever. And now we have a story where two prominent celebrities, people that we all know, one of them here as far as status and celebrity, the other one right there. And the story involves these two gentlemen in a public setting, public, just not as private. It's not a room. It was a room. It's not a bedroom. It's in a studio. And you can't even say that sexual favors were exchanged because the story basically plays out where this one basically makes this one just because he can. And that was me and Steph's minds were blown at the idea that somebody with that type of like clout would just be like, you know what? Just because I can make you do this, go ahead. And that's crazy. So again, if I'm able to save this footage, I don't know. I feel like YouTube might delete that shit. That's when we'll know that we made it. When your videos start getting taken down, it means you're lit. No, I doubt it'll get taken down, but it's very explicit content. We also have some really good jokes on there. One of the questions that I did ask, and I'll ask it on here too. So if people watch this, they can just put their comments in the chat or in the comments. I had seen that day some post that said, what was like the first car that you ever had sex in? So we did talk about that, which was mad funny. I was able to save that part. If you haven't heard my story, you will surely get a laugh when you I was kind of demonstrating how it went too. Nothing crazy. I had my clothes on, all that type of stuff. But it was a very tight space. If you've ever seen me in real life, you know I'm big as hell. So just imagine me trying to bump uglies in the back of a truck. And not the back of the truck. I just mean behind the driver and passenger seat of a truck. I'm going to just leave it at that. But again, thank you to Steph and Priscilla, two wonderful, wonderful ladies, my amazing friends. I mean, actually, we're going to have to highlight Steph. Yo, you know what's crazy? She's doing some crazy stuff as far as hustling and building businesses and doing all this. And I even purchased one of her products, which was this amazing candle. So hopefully if I can get her to come on this week, she can talk all about her brand. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to misrepresent it, but I'm going to tell you like this. When I lit that candle, the vibe was different in here. I was like, oh shit. If somebody come over here, you know what time it is. No one came over though, but that's okay. The candle is still here for the next opportunity. But anyway, shout out to Steph for this candle. I'm gonna get you on the show. You talk about all your products. This shit is lit, yo. And again, shout out to Priscilla. Oh my gosh. I could talk all day about her, all the wonderful things that she does and is doing. Both of these women are also mothers, killing it. So, and my sister the same way. So if you know amazing ladies, this is your time. Every day is your time, Cuddy. But this month, more than ever, this is your time to praise them, shout them out, and show them love for their accomplishments. Don't just be like, yo, ass looking good today, babe. Don't do that. Be like, yo, I remember you were telling me about this stuff at work. How'd that project go? Did you slay that shit? You killed that shit? Okay, yeah. Oh. That's how you got to cheerlead and shit like that. And then after that, be like, yo, and that ass is looking good. Anyway. Yo, seen a video today. So obviously we're in March. It's been a year, people. I seen a video today where there's still people who are cutting up and pulling stunts in public places over the mask mandate. Why are y'all still doing that? You're trying to position yourself to like lose your job, your benefits, all of this because you want to act stupid and end up on the internet? It's not worth it. Why do that to yourself? And on a plane, you're doing it on an airplane, which is crazy because then what happens is you booked the flight and now you get on the flight. So you went through the security check, you waited to get to the airport, did all these things, dealt with all that chaos, all just to get in your seat and be like, no, I'm not putting on my mask. I refuse because I have rights as an American. No, I know. We all have some of these shitty ass rights. But this is not the time to fucking try to like, this ain't the time to try to take a stand for yourself, bro. Because you are not going to win. It starts with you in the person who hands out the snacks. I'm sorry, y'all. I just be blanking on the names. You know me. I don't be knowing. But it start with them. You arguing with them, and you know what they do? They say, "Fuck it, we're not having this," because it's been a fucking year. We're not having it. They call the police, and then when the police come, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? These people show no fear. And you know what they look like? They don't be worried about the cops coming up, bro. They don't be worried about the cops because they think they can beat the cops in that moment. Cops don't care because they know they're taking you off the plane. They don't give a damn because they're still getting paid regardless. And they finna go to get some food after this. They don't care nothing about this. Because they know you're not finna do nothing. You're not getting out of hand, and it's a small, tight area. You're in the seated position. They're standing up. Like they had no concern over you. You was in there doing the most for no reason. And then you know what's crazy? People on the plane were making fun of Buddy as he was getting off. That's the other thing. You really want to be in a situation where in front of 300 of your peers, you're just getting embarrassed. They're making fun of you. I don't think it was that many people. I don't know how big planes be getting. But maybe there's a lot of people in there. It was at least 50 people in the vicinity, and they're all clapping and calling him names and saying that he was a sucker, all that type of shit. Bro, it ain't worth that. It ain't worth it. Why play yourself like that? Now you on the internet. And then what's going to be your reasoning? Well, I'm just, I know that it's been a year, but I am just so sick of having to wear these masks in public because I have a health condition and I refuse to wear this mask. And you know what? We're going to look at that and be like, nigga, we don't give a fuck. You want to come in here, wear your fucking mask. It's just that simple. Regardless of what your beliefs are, what party you voted for, at this point, when you go into public spaces, if the sign on the door says you got to wear a mask, just keep that motherfucker in your pocket and put it on. If you pull up to a place and they don't have the sign, test out your luck and walk in there without it. But if they say something to you as people who represent the store or public venue that you have like walked into, just do what they tell you to do. That ain't the time for you to try to be like, nah, I'm trying to free my people from the mask mandate. Like, y'all look just as bozo-ish as the people who are filming themselves doing good deeds. All right, my last thing, and then I'm out of here, is black coaches in the NFL. You know what's crazy? We always talk about this for as many years as I can remember. They've talked about the Rooney Rule and the fact that they tried to put this little structure in place to where they can ultimately hire more black coaches at every level: head coach, assistant coach, coordinators, all of these people. But here's the thing. If the white owner hires a white GM, what's the likelihood that that white GM will actually hire the black coach? And then even when he does, Shannon Sharp pointed out something today where he said we can't let Mike Tomlin go without getting some of the shade too, because he's been the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for 14 years and he has never hired a black coordinator or coach on his team. He's the head coach. And he works for an organization where if he walks into the office and goes, I need this now, it could be a gumball machine. And they're going to be like, yo, yeah, we got you, Mike, because you're a Super Bowl champion. You've helped our team remain relevant for years and years. We have no reason to not do anything that you say. But never once has he gone in there and been like, whoa. You want who? No. I got some brothers over here that can get it. It's even some sisters that can get it done. Because we're at that point now where there are some shorties in the league coaching. Super dope. San Francisco has one. And again, you know me, I don't be knowing the names. I just know. San Francisco has one. I mean, what's her name? So Sarah Thomas, I think she's one of the referees. She was just in the Super Bowl, which was crazy. Women's history. And these are the type of people we're going to be talking about for years to come. And we should rightfully deserve. But when are we going to start talking about some of these black, strong leaders of men, guys who have been in the league for 20 plus years? You know, the guy who just got hired at the Houston Texans, he was in the league coaching for 27 years before he got his first head coaching job. 27 years. Do you know the guy who just took over for the New York Giants just last year, Joe Judge? He was the wide receivers coach in New England for like way less time than 27 years. And he's now the head coach of the New York Football Giants. How does that happen? And Jason Garrett, who was the worst coach of all time, damn near, gets fired in Dallas. And then within a blink of an eye, you know where he works? He's the offensive coordinator for the New York Football Giants. So the guy who got that job hired that guy. They didn't even think to hire a guy like Eric Bieniemy, black. What about Robert Saleh? He just left 49ers. He got a head coaching job now, but I mean, still, what was taking them so long to pull him? Another black guy. Just sitting there waiting for an opportunity. Buddy for Houston waited 27 years. That is tough. But again, Mike Tomlin, you can't get a pass because you've had every opportunity to hire some of these people to help position themselves to get better opportunities, and you have not done so. So even though we want to be like, oh, well, it's just the white people holding the black people down. No. No, it be your own niggas sometimes. All right, I'm out of here. Deuces. I hope y'all have a great day. Oh, real quick, we'll go back to the mental health check. Listen, excuse me. I know it's been a year and we've all been struggling a little bit, but keep your head up. If you're still in an area where you feel like the quarantine still halfway being in effect, is kind of killing your spirit, all these things, find ways to connect with people, even if it's just over the video chat. I know we're over the video chats, but do that, man. Try to link up with your people. Go listen. The sun's finna start coming out. Go have picnics. Go try to play some outdoor sports. Go on hikes. Do all these things. I know this is all stuff that we've still been doing for the last year. I know. But don't give up on these things. I think as we start phasing into more of the summer, life will never be the way that it once was, but we will start to see a little bit more normalcy. But remain hopeful. And if you need to talk to people, find someone to talk to. The craziest part is a lot of these online therapy services are ending up being free, man. Join a support group if you need to, because it's hard out here on everybody. A lot of these support groups are free, man. Shit, send me a DM. I'll put you on. I'm in a support group and I got a therapist. Don't be ashamed of that. And don't let nobody make you feel bad for that either. And yeah, I know that's not proper English, but I said it anyway. Because why not? Take care of yourselves. And remember, it is okay to set boundaries and tell people, I don't have it for you today because I'm choosing me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you need that, you do that for yourself before you implode at the wrong time and in the wrong space with the wrong people. And even if you are good enough to hold that in, the wrong people includes you spiraling and exploding on yourself while you're in the comfort of your own home and in your own privacy. Don't do that to yourself because you deserve better. Take care of numero uno. Everything else will fall where it may. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Lunchtime TV. If y'all need anything, let me know. I'm being dead ass serious. If you need information to join support groups, I don't have much, but I will share what I have been given because I think that's what you're supposed to do. You see people in need, you put them on. If you need it, you let me know. I'm out.